Hello. Um, I feel like making a video about why I'm no longer practicing Theta Healing, and so that's what I'm gonna do. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Celine Adobia, and I do something called self-education or self-study, where I am led by my curiosity and natural talents and skills, and then I keep building on that. So what led me into self-study and self-education is I really didn't know which path to choose. And even in high school, I felt that way. And especially in higher education, I felt like the selection was so limited and so spread out because I had many different, like, I'm artistic, then I also have these like interests in international relations, um, in um, politics, but not politics, like more so just the society and how we interact with each other, how we as individuals are capable of creating the kind of world that we desire to have, that we need to have. So things like that, and I felt like, okay, there's no study field that fits with what I want, what I need. I feel confused. I don't know what to choose. And so I just started with searching, how do you live a happy life, or how do you get happy, something like that. How do you make the right choice to secure your happiness was more so what I was seeking. And I was led into the world of self-awareness. Like when you know yourself, that's when you know how to make decisions that align with your happiness. What makes you happy? I was like, And I really couldn't answer that in the beginning, what makes me happy. I was pretty depressed at the time without knowing that I was depressed, and so uninterested in participating with society, just like wanting to enjoy, you know. So I feel like it's been a long time where I've been kind of on and off, but consistently practicing self-education has been for the past, I would say, 4 years. And along the way, something that and I believe that when you're open to it, then you get these different, that's when you're going to be given things, when you're open to receive. And so I was at this heart dance, just this beautiful space where you're hosted by a woman called Ambika. It's in Bergen, the west coast of Norway. And I want to say it's like in between dance and yoga. Like some of the practices that we had, and I remember at the time it was so outside of my comfort zone, but so necessary and needed at the same time. And it was nice to feel that courage, like, okay, I was able to do that, even though when she said, now you're gonna dance, you're gonna get together 2 and 2, and one person's gonna start dancing, and then the other one's gonna just watch, and then not really give any reactions or responses, just watch, listen with your eyes, and then you switched and the other person do it. And I remember I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but then I did it, and it felt really good to have done it. So I was in that space, and then I met a man who, his energy was really like playful, and at the same time he could switch. Like sometimes he would feel like a safe person, like, okay, you can rely on this person, he's playful, and then other times he would feel more distance and like, okay, I don't know where I have this person. but we ended up talking like different times, different occasions. And then, yeah, there was this one practice where we were getting together in pairs again, and I was paired with him, and we were looking each other in each other's eyes, and then one person was going to say what they see, and then the other person was going to say what they see, and again, not to respond. The other person wasn't going to respond or react, just receive, just listen with your eyes, your ears. And it was really beautiful, and I feel like he really enjoyed that as well, and he felt inspired to share that there's this thing called Theta Healing with me. So he borrowed me his book, and I ended up borrowing him another book about gene keys. And then it took some time. I started reading a little bit of it, but then I put it away. And then the summer, so let me just think. Is it summer 1 year ago or the summer 2 years ago? I think it's 2 years ago, where I started reading the book and I was blown away by what was in there. I was like, what is this possible? Like, there's things about how if you've broken a bone, you can heal it in an instant, and how Theta Healing basically is that you are able to consciously go into this state, this brainwave state called theta, which we all go into while we're sleeping. And like monks who have practiced years and years and years are able to also go into that state consciously, choosing, okay, now I'm going to enter this theta state. And so with Theta Healing, there's a meditation and a guide on how to access that state without years and years of meditation. Like, this is a formula, basically a recipe to get into that theta state. And from that state, you can create powerful changes in your belief systems, in your physical body, in your world experiences. But if you have beliefs that don't align with, okay, let's say for me, I want to create a creative center, and then I have different beliefs that don't align with that beliefs that say, I don't know if that's going to be possible, I don't know if I have the finances for it, I don't know if it's going to work in this world currently where we have the coronavirus, right? All these different beliefs. And then with Theta Healing, go into the theta state, and then you command to change the beliefs, and they are, and then now you can make the changes you want to do. So that sounds great, right? Why am I not doing it? The reason why I'm personally not doing it is because from Theta Healing, okay, so the reason why one of the things that I really wanted to influence with Theta Healing is my womb, my reproductive cycle, and also boobs. Like, I would love to have boobs, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like I wasn't able to create the changes, or I wasn't really seeing results, or I felt this, like, I wasn't able to really get into the healing I felt that was connected with my womb space. So somehow, some way, I was introduced to Metaphysical Anatomy, which is by Yvette. And I really enjoyed her work. I was like, okay, this is really fascinating. I'm really enjoying it, watching lots of YouTube videos. YouTube has been my favorite platform for learning, my favorite classroom. And then there was this video with Yvette and a lady called Teal Swan. Now, before I watched that video, I had seen Teal a couple times on YouTube in the feed, but I'd always been like, yeah, she's not for me, because I'd heard something about her through the grapevine, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not interested in her stuff, you know? But for some reason, this video with Yvette and Teal, I was open to watch it, and I watched it, and I loved it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I just can't get enough. I want to know more. Tell me more, you know? So then I started watching Teal's content, and it resonated on a level that was like, yes, this feels powerful for me. This feels transformative. Like, these are genuine tools where I'm getting to know myself deeply. I'd watch her workshops, and start taking notes and just get to know myself on the deepest of levels, learning how my experiences that I've downplayed, seeing how no, that's actually affected me really deeply, and I can see how I have this behavior as a result of this experience. And so it makes sense. And so I start holding more and more space for myself, more compassion, more acceptance of myself, less judgment and criticism and suppression of myself, you know, and of others as well. It's like I see where that comes from. I was on such a like superior horse path with my self-education, self-awareness practice, where I was so harsh on the people around me to like, you can choose your reality. If you're sad, it's because you're choosing to see things that way. You don't have to, which there's a time and place for everything, right? There's a time and place for when you get to know yourself and your own ability to choose your reality. And everything has a shadow, so it comes to a point where it's like, oh, okay, I see how this can be harmful to those around me, or how it is harmful to those around me, and how it's harmful to myself as well. What's my next step? What's my next practice? The evolution of my practice. So then when I got more into Teal's teachings, she teaches this thing that is to not bulldoze yourself. So basically recognizing that if you have a limiting belief, then it is because a part of you has that experience or has had that experience of like through life. Something happened where this is what I believe will happen, or this is my perspective of reality. And so with Teal's approach, we get to know that aspect of ourselves. We get to know where that belief comes from, and we hold space for it, and then we empathize with it, especially if there's like emotions, which I think there's always emotions attached to it. So for me, Theta Healing can be, I feel like it skips a couple steps for my personal preference and what resonates with me. I feel like Teal's teachings, they're thorough, and I feel like I'm holding my hand the entire way. It's Theta Healing is marketed, shared as something that is like the most efficient way, and I feel like it can still, for me personally, I feel like it's not the most self-loving way, the most like you're with yourself fully, because it's like, okay, I don't want to have this belief, so I'm going to change it now. But it comes from a valid space, you know, there's a reason why it's there, so let's look at why it's there. And you know how you're in a situation and you're so strong in where you're standing and you want to push forward your message, your perspective, but then something happens where suddenly you become aware of something about the situation that you wasn't aware of before. And because of that awareness, you switch, like, or your energy goes a bit back. You're like, oh, that's what's going on. And your entire approach to the situation shifts. That's what I feel Teal's teaching does, is because once you get an awareness, a new understanding of yourself, your approach to yourself or whatever situation it is shifts. And it's enough, I feel, for you to create genuine change from the inside out. I've had experiences recently where, like for instance, working in the kindergarten, one of the things that I've dreaded is going out in the snow. Okay, it's been minus 15, minus 13, 12 degrees outside Celsius, and love to not be here genuinely for this. I do see how being here right now is beneficial and I'm learning from it, but does it have to be so cold? You feel what I'm saying? And what was I saying? The cold just yeah, so I was like, I really don't, and on Mondays we go on trips outside, and usually we eat outside as well. And I'm like, how are we supposed to sit outside and eat in this weather? I really don't want it. I really don't want to do it, you know, just feeling into that. Why? And then I was gone from work for 2 days because I was not feeling good at all. And then when I came back, we got an email about how for the entire month of December, we're not going to go on the trips on Mondays. We're not going to eat outside. We're going to eat inside. Hallelujah! You know, I'm so excited. And I feel like genuinely that was a result of me being honest and open with myself. I also shared at work too. I just asked them, are we going to eat outside all winter? They were like, yes, you know, prior to that. So then when this message came in, that's like an example of how when we do those changes or are open to shift our internal perspective, it also shifts our external experience in ways that, like, that example doesn't even, it's like a tiny example of how powerful this stuff is. And I'm still learning how powerful it is as well, you know. So I'm excited to be sharing the journey. That is the reason why I'm no longer practicing Theta Healing, in case someone was wondering, because I do have videos here about me practicing it. I practiced it for a short period. I feel like it was that summer and then maybe a couple months after summer. But then once I got into teal stuff, which I feel was in like October, somewhere around there, that's what I've been practicing, like, focusing on since. And now I'm playing with the Blueprint Breakthrough as well. I'm doing the Blueprint Breakthrough course, hosted by Jaiya, and so I want to share those. So we have Teal Swan is like my favorite, deepest, like, let's get this done, let's go as deep as we can. And then Jaiya, which is like, how do we play with this depth? How do we approach it in a playful and enjoyable, pleasurable way? And then 3 is also about play, but more. And the 3rd is the Secret Owl Society, which is hosted by Michelle Aimee, and they create digital planners and journals and things. And they're more of this like simple approach, but also this holistic approach, an empowered approach to entrepreneurship, to creating your own path. And it feels like those are my 3 ones that I'm following right now. And then within Teal, I'm also having a completion process practitioner that I'm talking with. I've talked with her twice. And then I have another beautiful woman who's also a practitioner. And we're talking more just talking, not really having sessions. And they're so healing in and of themselves. And then I have this beautiful, deep connection that I appreciate so much, that I got to know through this YouTube channel, where we're just speaking from this deep space, and it feels supportive and intimate and necessary and challenging and beautiful and powerful. So I just felt like sharing those things. And I'm gonna record another video, so I just wanted to stay here with this. I feel excited to share more. I hope this video was of benefit to you. I'm sending love and support your way. Thank you for watching, for liking, subscribing, commenting, and I'll see you when I see you. I'll see you when I see you.